Hey you guys, on today's show, this week in LGBTGFY news, did you know that there was a transgender shooting last week in Canada? Yeah, me neither, till a couple days ago. So we're going to talk about that today on the Angela Box Show.
Hello, my name is Angela Box. So you're talking about it.
Okay, you guys, this week in Alphabet People News, LGBTGFY News, there was a really awful shooting in Canada, and there was like basically a media blackout when this happened. So what happened? It was a place in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. Which, I'm sorry, Canada, for whatever reason, I have a complete mental block about how that country is laid out, what their provinces are. I understand that the provinces are like states, but then I don't understand like, I don't get it. I'm dumb, okay? Admittedly. There's only enough room for a certain amount of minutia in my head, and for whatever reason, understanding how Canada is laid out is not the minutia that made it to the final round. Okay, so in British Columbia, there was a shooting in Tumbler Ridge. This is from Andy No. I basically went on Andy No's X account and just started like pulling stuff, like all as much as I could pull, because like he's a preeminent authority on this stuff. Like any transgender shooter, I would say the other word that I like to say, but I get struck when I say the TRANY word. YouTube does not like that. So Andy knows a great account to follow. Anything trans nonsense related, he's on it. And he basically was like, this shooting completely went away once police finally confirmed it was a transgender shooter. He confirmed that the BC school mass is trans. He is an 18-year-old. He's 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootsalar. Prior independent reporting reported he had his mother's surname Slang, but that was inaccurate. He has an interesting last name, Rootseller, basically. Police say the gunman began transitioning about 6 years ago when he was about 12, and he had a psychotic mother that allowed this to happen. And what's crazy is that the mother used to be conservative. And then, because her son, who had been brainwashed in Canadian leftist schools, no doubt, came home one day, he's like, "Hey mom, I think I'm a girl. Like, I'm gonna want to start transitioning." And because Canada is nuts and Canada pays for puberty blockers and allows kids to mutilate their genitals, like, he started transitioning when he was 12. Horrible. Anyway, he dropped out of school when he was about 14. Police confirmed that all of the deceased child victims are between 11 and 13. He killed a bunch of 11 to 13-year-olds, a bunch of middle school kids. Okay? Because the insane ideology that he had been fed is telling him that he needs to do these things. Okay? Let me continue. He killed 9 people, including his mother, the wonderful woman that allowed him to transition, who affirmed his transgender identity, and his 11-year-old brother. So, screenshot of the school in Tumbler Ridge, where the second part of the shooting occurred. Take a look at that flag that's in one of their building's windows here. And you'll wonder why the media stopped talking about it. I mean, obviously, the media would stop talking about it. But then when you look at the school and how nuts the school was and how it's been pushing this nonsense and, I'm sure has their little corner with the pride flag and the transgender flag in every single classroom, like a place that kids can go and be affirmed and be seen, like whatever. It's all over the school. So the kid goes, I don't know if it was his school, former school, or what, but went to a school that was basically all about what he had done to himself. Okay, I'll continue. And this, as Andy No points out, is the type of social media content that is very popular with trans people online. Now, The reason we are seeing this uptick in transgender violence, in transgender mass shootings, in transgender whatever, is because this insanity has been affirmed, has been pushed, has been these people have been groomed in online chat rooms like Discord and Roblox and what's the other secret? All the secret ones. All the secret ones. They're all talking about this crap. Tyler Robinson was a member of these groups. Okay, Tyler Robinson had contact with armed queers of Salt Lake City and the Democrat Socialists of America. These people are incredibly violent and they're being groomed this way. So here's this cartoon, and it said, this one says, don't. Being trans sucks. I should kill myself. And then the do. Being trans sucks. I should kill everyone. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with flies.
Is this thing on? Now, here's what's disgusting, obviously, is because the media has affirmed this, for lack of a better word, has pushed this nonsense, has said that there's nothing wrong with changing your gender, that gender's just a social construct. Like, there's no such thing as gender. And anyone who actually says that the binary is real and that science is real, they should be, dispatched with. Anyone that tells me that I can't do what I want to do and I cannot change my gender, they need to be dealt with swiftly. But the irony was, in this case, is, again, the mother allowed this to happen. The mother, Jennifer Strang, the mother, and I'm reading from Andy No again, the mother of the Canadian trans mass shooter in Tumbler Ridge had been conservative, but she changed her views after her son transitioned years ago, again, since he was 12. She shared anti-Trump posts and was critical of people who didn't support transitioning children. I'll go back. What kind of propaganda are these kids seeing? I guess you're going to have to kill people who don't agree with what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll continue. Strang was brutally murdered along with her 11-year-old child, I think a brother, as I mentioned, by her son, Jesse Van Root-Salar. The trans gunman killed 9 people in total, mostly children, before killing himself inside a nearby school. So he just, put that cherry on the sundae. He's like, let me go to another school and commit suicide. The gun or the guns the gunman used may have belonged to his mother. Canadian media is referring to the gunman as a woman and is using she, her pronouns. So this cognitive dissonance that the media cannot grasp, because, again, they're the ones who created this. They're the ones who created it. They're the ones who celebrated it. They're the ones who told normal people we were all bigots and crazy for not thinking we could medically alter our DNA and change our sex from whatever to whatever. Like, we're the crazy ones. And because the media has decided to tell us that we're the crazy ones, they're going to continue to cover for this shit. Because they did it. They created it. They affirmed it. And they're allowing it to continue. So by calling the this biological male who'd been transitioned from the age of 12 a she, her, allows the media to not have the cognitive dissonance that would cause a normal person to go, holy shit, everything I've been pushing has caused these things to happen. They don't want to acknowledge that, like, the past 6 of 7 mass shootings have been done by trans people, okay? They don't want to talk about the first transgender shooter, Audrey Hale, and what the hell was in that notebook of hers, which was all this propaganda and nonsense that she had been fed by groups online and by her teachers and by whoever else, okay? They created this, and they are now reaping what they have sown. Let me scratch that. They created this, and now we are reaping what they have sown, okay? But and let me continue on with some more propaganda that they're seeing. This is something that is all over the place, evidently, online, and they're in their chat rooms. Stop being a nice queer. Take off the kid gloves. They want you dead, and you're worried about your incorrect your, by the way. Again, our education system is failing our children on so many levels. You're worried about being polite. Start acting like your life is on the line, because it is. And then the meme says, every day is Trans Day of Vengeance, and it's a man with nails, women's fingernails, holding a knife. And then I'll continue. Yes, the threat of stabbing to death people who don't support transitioning children is a popular slogan, like belief among radical trans activists. So here's Peggy Flanagan, or as she's now known, Southside Flan, in the little Signal chat group that she spearheaded up in Minnesota, which basically riled everybody up and caused them to attack ICE agents, and then 2 people got killed because of it. That Peggy Flanagan. Well, before she was, standing with the Somalis and wearing a hijab and basically looking the other way on billions and billions of dollars of fraud, she was out there repping for the trans kids. And in this picture here, she has a shirt that says "Protect Trans Kids," as you've seen this thing going around, and there's a knife in the on the shirt. So I wonder how these people become radicalized. Here's a picture of the people that were killed by this Jesse psychopath. It's truly horrific. Here's another something that is seen at a recent trans rally in London. Armed trans kids. They're all, it's all over the place. And as I was saying, the demographics they don't lie, okay? Mass shooting, this is from End Wokeness. A trans person is 4 to 10% more likely to do a mass casualty attack. Mass shooting rates by demographic. Trans non-binary, 6.71%. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading this incorrectly. This is the percentage of trans non-binary who might commit a mass shooting or a mass casualty event. 0.71%. Asian, 0.25. Black, 0.099. White, and here's where facts get in the way of these people's propaganda, because what do they tell us? Oh, it's just a bunch of white kids who are mass shooters. Not so. Not according to the data. White, 0.088. Hispanic, 0.047. Native American, 0.0000. So those Native Americans are clearly not getting the kind of propaganda as the poor children being held captive in our public schools and being held captive online by radical left Marxists, transgenders, transhumanist groups. Okay, it's not good. It's not good. But I do want to leave this video with a little bit of a palate cleanser, if you will. June gonna be lit, y'all, and well, I should say, I hope June is not too lit, because in the last couple of years, retailers and big box stores have gotten a clue, and they've decided to not try and shove their gay pride propaganda down our throats. To which the normal American is like, thank you. Like, I don't want to go into Target and be bombarded with rainbows and transgendering children paraphernalia. Like, no. Like, I don't want pro, I don't want con, okay? I want none. How about just do none of it, okay? In the last couple of years, the retailers have gotten a clue. But I am concerned this year, you guys, with the uptick in transgender violence, that they're going to hijack Pride Month like you've never seen. And they're going to be out there doing more than the most. But I will tell you this, and I imagine there's going to be a huge protest because of this. Disney World had a thing called Gay Days. Gross. The happiest place on earth for children, and they call conservatives crazy for thinking that these people are grooming kids. What are you talking about? Anyway, Disney World, Disneyland had these things called gay days, but it's been paused for 2026 because no sponsors want to support this. So one win for normalcy in a sea full of crazies. Okay, you guys, we'll be right back. Okay, you guys, you know how much I love Angel Lift. Angel Lift is this genius little thing that you put in your mouth, these little plastic silicone bands, and you put them in your mouth, and it plumps out your lips, and it makes you truly turn back the clock. Okay. Because as you get older, you're going to notice, if you're not there yet, you'll notice soon, your mouth is going to start puckering up like it looks like you've been smoking on Marlboro Reds your whole life. Okay. And as someone who drinks out of a straw and has my entire existence, basically, I've got that problem. And when I found Angel Lift, I don't know how I came across them, but I found them and I've been using them religiously for years. And I sleep in them and they're going to say, don't do that. Please don't do that. But I do, whatever. So when you go to angellift.com and use the code Angela Bach Show, you're going to get 10% off. Trust me when I tell you, especially ladies, okay? It's not a cute look to have a wrinkle mouth, okay? Get you some Angel Lift and stave off the visit to the filler lady, okay? Because you can get the same look as filler without having to get filler and for a lot less money. But trust me, get the professional grade ones because those are the best ones. angellift.com/Angela Bach Show. So that is where I'm going to leave today's video, you guys. Please let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And I'll see ya in the next video. Remember to always let thy will be done. Peace.